can say hi. It's not like we're hiding you.
I feel like I do hide a lot.
If you're gonna do it, you should do it like here, so that that sees you and that sees you. Then again, if we're trying to hide you, maybe you should just.
No.
All right, now we're live. Well, sorry for the delay, folks. I don't. Oh, see, you just hit the thing. You just did the one thing that we can't possibly afford to do.
It wasn't me, it was him.
Who are they gonna believe? They just saw you.
No, him.
Oh, him. You're just pinning it on me,
used to my girth.
like usual.
No. I'm fair. Anyway. Hi, everyone.
Hi. We're taking things very seriously here. Hello, future viewers. So, Elena's here just to prove that she still exists, but then she's going to go away because this first piece that we're going to play for you today is not a we, it's a me. It's a percussion solo that I wrote. So, anything to say to the nice people before you recede into the darkness?
Aw, you're so mean.
No, it makes you Batman.
Oh, okay, so no, cool. No, just enjoy his piece. It's very creative and cool.
You've used the word too many times.
Yeah.
You're no longer allowed to use the word cool.
Okay, I'm going now.
Alright. Okay, so, hello again, everybody. Hi. Sorry for that
Choose your words carefully.
lovely interruption. So, welcome back to REFLECTV Season 1, Episode 3. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you are. We have some fun announcements and things to talk about. We'll save some of those for later, although what I would like to say...
Is the microphone on?
You are
Yeah,
absolutely
people
right.
Your mom just texted
So
me.
here we are cracking jokes, and our microphone has been on mute this whole time. So I guess this is a great time for me to plug that if you want to hear what was making us laugh, you'll have to come back and watch the HD video, which we're going to put up tomorrow.
Or just don't.
Or just, no. Well, anyway. So, again, thank you very much for joining us for this third episode of REFLECTV. We're going to do, again, two pieces. This first one will be a solo by me, and then the second one will be a duo. There are a few announcements and things that we have for you. We'll save most of them for later, but I would like to just mention right now that we're going to try something a little bit different, and in between the two pieces at halftime, we're going to attempt to do some sort of brief interaction with you all, since you've been chatting away and leaving these lovely comments for us in the past, and we realized we can actually read them in real time. So we'll take a look at the chat window after this first piece is over, and then maybe answer one or two questions or talk to one or two folks, and we'll see what we'll see. But meanwhile, time to get ready for the actual performance. So this first piece is titled Zeitgeistspiel, September 30th, 1977. It is a piece that I wrote for percussion and spoken text. It was written as a part of this big collective effort to celebrate the retirement of my former professor from Cincinnati, Allen Otte, who taught at the College-Conservatory music for almost 40 years, like 39 years. I don't think he hit 40. And so, a number of people were involved in trying to get this project together. Some people wrote poems or sent in photos, or some people wrote pieces. And so I wrote a piece, and we actually did a celebratory concert at the summer camp here at Sam Houston State University that summer in 2017, where we played a number of these pieces for Al, who was there. In fact, if I can plug it, thanks to Lauren Fink and John Lane, we have a nice, lovely printed edition of the Al Otte folio, and my piece and several others are in this. But so basically what the piece is it's a system designed to help you write pieces. So the piece is Zeitgeistspiel, and then the one that I did using the machinery that I invented is Zeitgeistspiel September 30th, 1977. And the way it works is that it's supposed to be able to help you put together a piece that captures the essence of a particular time and place. Zeitgeistspiel, of course, is German, and it would loosely translate as time ghost play, but a better translation would be spirit of the times performance. So I'm using a number of different spoken text sources, a number of things like news article clippings, student newspapers even, presidential speeches, Wikipedia entries from things from that time. So it's this huge multi-movement thing. I'm only going to do about half of it today. And that's what I've got right over here. I've got my tin cans, my clay pots, my gongs, my pod rattles, and a few other things. So if you don't have the best angle from this view, I apologize. This is the best that we can manage with our current technology. But again, you can come back tomorrow and check out the HD video, and you guys will be mighty impressed. So, without further ado, this is Zeitgeistspiel, September 30th, 1977, dedicated to Allen Otte, celebrating his retirement from CCM. On September 30th, 1977, NASA launched the Voyager 1 space probe to study the outer solar system. A gold-plated record and record player were placed in the probe in the hope that one day the spacecraft might be found by intelligent life forms from other planetary systems. An inscription to the makers of music, all worlds, all times, was hand-etched on the surface of the record. President Jimmy Carter's message, recorded on the Voyager Golden Record, ran as follows. This is a present from a small, distant world. A token of our sounds, our science, our images, our music, our thoughts, and our feelings. We are attempting to survive our time so we may live into yours. We hope someday, having solved the problems we face, to join a community of galactic civilizations. This record represents our hope and our determination and our goodwill in a vast and awesome universe. While you were lounging in the summer sun, drinking beer and playing frisbee, thoughts of school may have been non-existent. Now that you are back to the books and beer blasts, you might be wondering what was going on during those summer months at your university. UC became fully state affiliated on July 1st, 1977. Because of this, UC began receiving an increased portion of state funds. Elsewhere, Henry Winkler, former UC executive vice president, was named acting president of the university in a unanimous decision by the Board of Trustees. If it seems that things were moving quickly, they were. In fact, some things were moving so quickly that UC campus police took action. The action was taken against drivers of vehicles who exceeded the 15 miles an hour speed limit on campus driveways. 2 radar units were installed on August 1st to help patrol the areas. The University of Cincinnati News Record, September 30th, 1977. Democracy's great recent successes in India, Portugal, Spain, Greece show that our confidence in this system is not misplaced. Being confident of our own future, we are now free of that inordinate fear of communism, which once led us to embrace any dictator who joined us in that fear. For too many years, we've been willing to adopt the flawed and erroneous principles and tactics of our adversaries, sometimes abandoning our own values for theirs. We've fought fire with fire, never thinking that fire is better quenched with water. This approach failed, with Vietnam the best example of its intellectual and moral poverty. But through failure, we have now found our way back to our own principles and values, and we have regained our lost confidence. President Jimmy Carter, May 22nd, 1977. Ringo Starr, Ringo the Fourth, Atlantic. Less than 3 months after its release, the Ringo fan and me dutifully played this for a third and last time. Whereupon the journalist began to wonder how many people were buying such dreary music just because it was by a Beatle, and was both saddened and pleased to learn that the answer for all practical purposes was no one. It never got higher than 199 in Record World, which I'll bet was some statistician paying his respects. Grade B. Billy Joel, the Stranger, Columbia. Billy remembers pretensions too. Having hidden his egotism in metaphor as a young song poet, he achieved success only when he uncloseted the spoiled brat behind those bulging eyes. But here the brat appears only once, in the normally metaphorical guise of the stranger. The rest of Billy has more or less grown up. He is now as likable as your once rebellious and still tolerant uncle, who has the quirk of believing that OPEC was designed to ruin his air conditioning business. And despite the chapiness turns his voice takes, when he tries to get raucous. He now makes a better Elton John than Leo Sayer does. Grade B minus. Steely Dan, Asia, ABC. My wife suggests that by now they realize they'll never get out of LA. So they've elected to sing in their chains like the sea. After all, to a certain kind of reclusive aesthete, well-crafted West Coast studio jazz is as beautiful as anything else, right? Only I'm no recluse. I hated this record for quite a while, before I realized that, unlike the Royal Scam, it was stretching me some. I still find the solo licks of Larry Carlton, Victor Feldman, et al. Too friggin' tasty. But at least in this context, they mean something. I'm also grateful to find Fagan and Becca's collegiate cynicism in decline. Not only is Deacon Blues one of their strongest songs ever, it's also one of their warmest. Now, if only they rhymed, I cried when I wrote this song with "Sue me if I play it wrong," instead of "Sue me if I play too long." Preferring long to wrong could turn into their fatal flaw. Grade B+. Music critic Robert Christgau, writing for The Village Voice. Alright. Thank you.
Nice job.
Oh, I should also mention, in case any of my students are watching, I am not putting any of my junk directly on the vibraphone without proper protection. I have a black towel, and then I have a piece of thin wood, and then another black towel. So I don't need any snarky emails from any of you.
And the question is, what was Al's reaction when you played this for him?
I think he liked it. I think he was very pleased. I knew it was part of a bigger event, a whole concert full of things written by his former students. I think Bonnie Whiting was there. I know John Lane was there, and then myself. And yeah, I think he was very happy with the whole thing. He didn't complain to me about the piece or the fact that it takes up just so much space in the print collection, but I think he liked it. I hope he liked it. If he didn't, I'm sure he'll tell me.
And I feel like that's very much his style, one of his top performance styles too.
Yes, percussion with spoken text is definitely something that he's done a lot of, and frankly it's one of the things that many of his students probably owe to him. I know John Lane and Bonnie Whiting both are heavily involved with spoken text in their performances, and they're both very excellent at doing it. And I certainly tried to glean what I could from Al while I was studying with him.
One says, I love the Cincinnati references and the amazing percussion work. Bravo.
Well, thank you.
And then later, the same person, to be more precise, the University of Cincinnati references.
That's right.
But
That's right.
we definitely miss all our Cincinnati people. Oh, someone just asked, what did Ringo say?
I think Ringo could afford not to care what the reviewer said. All right, we ready for the next one?
That's all the questions.
All right, wonderful. So, Elena, I think you have a prepared reading for us.
Well, maybe not so prepared, but yes, a reading. Let's see, I stand here. Okay. So Brian was able to find a translation of the poem on which Clair de Lune is based, which I didn't even realize it was about a poem, so I was excited.
Well, you're not allowed to play it then.
Whoops. There goes the rest of our program. Okay. So, Clair de Lune translates to Light of the Moon, and this is written by Paul Verlaine. It was originally in French. I will not be reading it in French. And
perhaps some of our some of our Canadian friends might be able to give that a shot.
Yeah, you can record yourself, and we'll play it next time or something.
What's going on?
My eyes just watering. I don't know. It's not that moving, or is it?
I mean, you're the pregnant one. I'm not throwing any stones.
Okay. So Light of the Moon by Paul Verlaine. Your soul is like a choice landscape where pass charming actors masked, who pluck the lute and dance there as if the light fantastic covered sadness. The while they sing in a minor mode of lambent love and a luck-filled life, they seem not to believe their blissful state as their song intermingles with moonlight. The calm, sad, lovely moonlight that numbs the roosting birds with dreams and sobs in the ecstatic jet of fountains tall where marble gleams.
All right. So there you go. We're going to also make a point of dedicating this performance to my cousin Marcy Graiser. Very, very short version of the story. She is the one member of my family who, was at any point in their life, looking at being a musician professionally, and just since becoming adults and since getting married, Elena and I, we have just grown closer and fonder of Marcy, and it's just really a treat anytime we talk with her about music, and so. There's a particular story attached to this in our family connection, and so for that reason we would like to dedicate this performance of Clair de Lune, our first of this transcription, to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to do announcements. Forgot we have announcements.
Okay.
So don't just leave as soon as we're done playing. We have announcements. I feel like if I don't water up, then I'm not taking it seriously enough.
I don't know. It's just my eyes, don't worry.
Okay, it's just your eyes. the thrill of live performance. Always one or two you wish you had back, but it's a lovely piece.
It is.
So, our pleasure. Marcy, love you. So, the announcements. We've had a lot of fun doing this. So much so that we've decided to tack on a couple of extra episodes. We were supposed to end next week. We're still going to play next week. We're still going to do the thing that we were going to do, which is Ductia by Robert Rodriguez, and then the first movement of La Mer. But then we're going to take a week off so May 7th, no episode, but then the following week we're going to come back for just a couple more. So I think we've pretty much worked out what we're going to do, although now it escapes me off the top of my head. But here's the thing. So episode 5 will be at this time on Thursday, May 14th. Episode 6 will be at this time May 21st. And then the final episode, episode 7, and this will be the final episode, will be on May 28th, and that'll take us through May. And what we thought we might do is ask you all what you think we should play for that final episode. So we'll have a list of options, and then if you're just really in love with one of the pieces that we've already played, if enough people vote for that, then we can think about maybe bringing something back. Probably not any of the solos. Maybe just stick with the duos. So what do we have? We have this harp solo that I wrote for Elena that she'll play. I'll play this other Debussy solo transcription, Sunken Cathedral, that I've done, and then we'll do other stuff, some Lou Harrison pieces, some more Debussy. So stay tuned. Those of you who are on the email list already sort of knew that we were going to come up with something like this because we told you ahead of time. So if you would like to be added to our email list, just email us at reflectharpppercussion@gmail.com. Otherwise, anything else?
No, I think that's it. Just as always, we love hearing from you, so please reach out, through the YouTube channel or text or email or Facebook or call, all the different ways we have of communicating. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you're all doing well, and we hope to hear from you.
Clair de Lune. Votre âme est un paysage choisi, que vont charmants masques et bergamasques, jouant du luth et dansant et quasi tristes sous leur déguisement fantasque. Tout en chantant sur le mode mineur, l'amour vainqueur et la vie opportune. Ils n'ont pas l'air de croire à leur bonheur, et leurs chansons se mêlent au clair de lune. Au calme clair de lune, triste et beau, qui fait rêver les oiseaux dans les arbres et sangloter d'extase les jets d'eau, les grands jets d'eau sveltes parmi les marbres.